that point, I wanted to bring the conversation back to Facebook, which has recently had some major
Mm.
financial problems, has had a series of layoffs.
Mm.
Do you think that those cuts have intensified some of the problems that you exposed around content moderation?
100%. So it's on a couple different levels. So for just to refresh people, because this is, I'm amazed how there are certain things about me that have still not penetrated large chunks of the internet or of society. A core complaint in my initial Senate testimony was that we were being told that content moderation kept us safe, but content moderation, at least as it's done today, does not scale, right? So there's lots and lots of languages in the world. When you make safety systems that are about picking and choosing which ideas are good and which ones are bad, you have to go and rebuild those systems over and over again, language by language, regional dialect by regional dialect, changing topicality all the time. It's very expensive. Facebook just doesn't do it in lots of languages. In the year after I came forward, they invested a lot more in safety. But I think that they said they were going to double the amount they spent on safety, and I think they did. Um, Unfortunately, Elon Musk came through and bought Twitter and showed that you could lose 75% of your employees and there would be no consequences. So I don't want to wade into the debate about pros and cons of Elon, but one of the things he did that has had serious consequences across the tech industry is he showed that you could make a significantly less safe product. It wasn't just content moderation policies he changed. He fired the people who were looking for child predators, who were looking for information operations, who were looking for people compromising these systems. And that no, because we only require companies to report their economic numbers. So this is profits, losses, the expenses that went into generating those profits, but we don't require them to report their social ledger. So this is the costs and harms that happen because of their products. You can steal from the social side of the ledger, not invest in safety as much, not be as rigorous. And because it's invisible, all it does is it looks like your economic balance sheet is more generous. And Mark Zuckerberg has come out and said, the reason this is Facebook's year of efficiency, and he fired lots of safety people, including the AI safety team, is that Elon Musk showed him you could do it. He ripped the Band-Aid off, proverbially. And I really worry that it is an illustration of when we have critical societal systems that are opaque, they operate off in a data center where we can't inspect them. We will keep seeing, as long as those incentives remain the same, as long as you don't have to report data on that social side of the ledger, you're going to continue to see an economic incentive to cut those corners.